Hello mga ka-investor, welcome back sa ating channel. At ngayon, pag-uusapan natin kung ano bang mangyayari kapag na-mine na yung all 21 million na bitcoins are mined. No? So, isa tong video from CoinGecko. So, panoorin natin siya, then ipopost ko siya from time to time para i-explain kung or bibigay ko opinion kung ano pwede mangyari sa Bitcoin network. No? Okay, so simulan na natin mga ka-investor.
One of the most proudly touted features of Bitcoin is its maximum supply of 21 million. The reasoning goes that this property makes it similar to limited resources, such as gold. But what happens when all 21 million Bitcoin are mined? First, let's do a quick recap of how Bitcoin mining works. New Bitcoins enter circulation via a process known as mining. This involves users operating powerful computers to solve cryptographic puzzles in order to add blocks of transactions onto the blockchain. In return, they earn block rewards for their efforts. When Bitcoin was just created, each block added would earn miners 50 Bitcoin. After every 210,000 blocks, or roughly every 4 years, a Bitcoin halving occurs, which slashes rewards by half. So far, there have been 3 halvings, so each block added now earns miners 6.25 bitcoins. The next halving is set for sometime in April 2024, where the block reward will drop further to 3.125.
So, ipapost ko muna yung mga ka-investor. So, ayun nga, Bitcoin is a scarcity siya, no? Para siyang digital gold. Galon nila ini-explain yun. Then, as of right now, kasi matagal na tong video na to. So, April 2024 pa. Ang sabi dito, magiging 3.125 Bitcoin na lang per block ang mamamain nila. So, ginawa ko tong video na to as of right now, October 2024. So, ayun nga, natapos na yung halving. And yung crypto talaga is, not the whole crypto sector, but the Bitcoin itself, na-touch niya na yung all-time high niya. Okay, so, ang Bitcoin, digital scarcity siya. No? So, ginawa siya para lang malabanan yung greed ng mga Wall Street bankers or mga bangko way back 2008, the financial crisis. No? So, 21 million yung supply niya, then habang tumatagal, mas kumukonti naman may na Bitcoin. Okay, yun yung pinaka-explanation. So, next halving will be on 2028, year 2028, and then mahahati ulit yan, yung 3.125, mahahati siya. Okay, so i-continue ko na yung video.
Bitcoins. You can probably see where this goes. Eventually, the block reward will drop to 0 as the 21 million Bitcoin limit is reached. Then, what's left to incentivize miners to stay? Unlike gold, which could still continue to be traded without miners, Bitcoin miners are essential as they are the ones who validate transactions and secure the network. This is where fees come in. Aside from just the block reward, miners also receive all the fees from transactions included in a block, paid by the sender. The idea is that when block rewards eventually run out, ideally, adoption of Bitcoin is widespread enough, or its price is high enough, that fees become a big enough reward for miners to continue to mine blocks.
So ayun, when it comes to fees naman, ayun yung pinaka-incentive lang ng mga miners. So ngayon, naglalaban-laban sila kasi di ba nabanggit natin 3.125 yung current Bitcoin per block na namimina ng mga miners. So sinasabi nila pag naging zero raw yan, magiging pinaka main source na lang ng kita ng mga miners or compute yung mga nagpa-farm or na gumagamit ng GPU farm is yung fees. So actually totoo yan. Hindi ko lang mapakita sa inyo, but pwede nyo i-check sa DeFi laman na kung saan yung fees ng Bitcoin kada araw umaabot ng 2 to 8 million. $2 million per day. Fees lang yon. Okay? Kasi per transaction ng Bitcoin is around 8 to $10. Yun yung minimum. Pero pag lumagpas doon, pag marami palang transaction, nagko-congested yung network. And it will cause the fees to be para tumaas. Minsan, may time pa nga 500,000 yung fee. So, may nagkakamali, no? So, ayun, nangyayari yun. So, the more congested, the more na tumataas yung fees. Pero yung normal fee kasi sa Bitcoin is around $10. Okay, so continue na tayo.
However, some have questioned the viability for fees alone to act as a sufficient incentive for miners to stay, since aside from spikes during bull markets, fees have only made up a small percentage of total miner revenue. Though recent developments with Bitcoin ordinals has led to sky.
So ayun nga, binanggit doon na medyo mababa kasi nga old na tong video na to. So nabanggit ko na, 'di ba, umaabot ng 2 to 8 million yung fees in dollars to, not peso. So actually maganda yung kitaan ng mga miners ngayon. Talagang ang hirap lang mag-farm kasi malalaking farm na yung kalaban mo. But when it comes to fees, ang laki na ng pinagbago. Tapos ito yung iurong ko lang konti yung sa Bitcoin ordinals, ibabanggitin nila to, okay?
Since aside from spikes during bull markets, fees have only made up a small percentage of total miner revenue. Though recent developments with Bitcoin ordinals has led to skyrocketing fees in the midst of a bear market, this is definitely a boon for miners, but it remains to be seen if this will be sustained into the indefinite future. Another potential income source could be via participation in demand response programs. These incentives.
So, mag-post ko lang ulit, mag-comment lang ako tungkol naman doon sa sinabi, diba, ordinals, that's an NFT, non-fungible token, at kung saan non-fungible token kasi is siya yung para siyang Axie Infinity, na kung saan yung ikaw yung may-ari nung ano na yon, nung specific NFT na yon, na kung saan pwede mo siyang i-trade. That's the same thing. Pero ang explanation dito sa Bitcoin kasi, Bitcoin, di ba sa luma na itong video na to, there's a lot of update in Bitcoin. Ang ginawa nila sa Bitcoin, syempre blockchain yan. It's the same with Ethereum and any other blockchains. Ginawa nila, naggawa sila ng mga layer 2 solution, gumawa sila ng DeFi sa Bitcoin. Kasi nga naman, ang Bitcoin is sobrang secure, pinaka-secure na blockchain sa buong mundo. Ang problema nga lang, ito yung sabi nga na ayaw nung iba na Bitcoin maximalist kasi nga the more na maraming binubuo sa Bitcoin blockchain, the more na nagiging congested. Pag sinabing congested, once magkaroon ng transaction, dahil nga maliit lang yung block ng Bitcoin, kumbaga malaki yung block, maliit lang yung block ng Bitcoin, kung saan sobrang tagal niya mag-process ng transaction. Ibig sabihin, ano ba mag-finalize ng transaction? Okay, so ang mangyayari dyan, matagal, dahil nga sobrang dami ng transaction, matagal nga mag-finalize, tataas yung fees. Pabor sa miners yun. Actually, dapat nga matuwa sila. Diba? Pero Bitcoin in a whole, when it comes to scalability, hindi siya scalable. Kaya tinawag siyang digital gold. Okay, so tuloy na tayo.
Programs involve large users of electricity, such as Bitcoin miners, getting paid for voluntarily pausing operations in order to balance out load on the electrical grid. In Texas, where wind and solar energy is on the rise, miners have earned up to 10% of their revenue via these programs, which will likely become more common as renewable energy capacity expands. Speaking of renewables, there will also likely be miners with access to cheap or free electricity that can afford to keep mining even with decreased revenues. Last but not least, there is also the self-interest of Bitcoin holders that we can count on to keep the network functioning. We may eventually have major investment funds hold Bitcoin in their portfolio,
nabanggit na yung major,
or even countries which adopt it as a reserve currency. If and when that happens.
So eto na nga, dahil nga old na tong video na to, as of right now, na-approve na yung Bitcoin Spot ETF. Ibig sabihin, yung mga institution, pinakamalaking company, pwede na sila mag-invest dito. At kaya sobrang taas ng presyo ng Bitcoin as of right now. Plus yung mga country. Ano yung country na unang-unang nag-accept? El Salvador. Sobrang ganda ng El Salvador na ginawa nila at tubo na yung pera nila. Ano pa yung merong nakakagol? Bhutan. Yung Bhutan, tahimik lang, pero they get a lot of Bitcoin. Ilang 100 million, billion din umabot yung ng Bhutan. Okay? Now, ayun nga. Kaya sobrang ganda ng transaction sa Bitcoin. So, ang dami kong nag-hold country, ETF, mga company, bumibili na sila ngayon. Okay? So, Bitcoin going forward, sabi nila, abot ng billion yung presyo. Okay? So, forward natin, tapusin natin yung Bitcoin.
There will then be powerful and economically invested parties which will be motivated to keep the Bitcoin network secure by setting up mining operations if needed. But what do you think? Will the Bitcoin network run fine on fees alone, especially with the rise of ordinals? If you want to learn more about NFTs and tokens on Bitcoin, check out our video on them right here.
So, ayan, ito na yung end ng video. So, ang conclusion lang natin dito, as of right now, 68,000 ang Bitcoin, nasa gano'ng price. Then, October ngayon, October, sorry, 28. So, ang masasabi ko lang is Bitcoin is a digital scarce asset na kung saan ginawa siya para labanan yung, yung pagiging greedy ng Wall Street to fight the financial system. Okay, so marami pa tayong magiging video pero yun ang masabi ko, sobrang ganda at exciting ng crypto market ngayon. Okay? So salamat sa panonood and I'll see you in the next video mga ka-investor. Bye for now.